that's my big secret, I'll be honest with you, is when I'm sitting down to do the work of something, it needs to be working this day that will fill up the next 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. So that's how it is.
So that was Devvon Terrell. He's a singer, rapper, music producer, engineer. He runs like the #1 pro audio podcast, My Audio Nerds. He has his own plugin company, all types of stuff. This guy is a mogul. And not only that, but he has been doing this full time for over 10 years. So I had a conversation with him because I really wanted to pick his brain on longevity. It's something that's been kind of weighing on me heavily lately. It's like these days, a lot of people go viral, they do whatever they can, but then after a year or two, they're gone, falling off the face of the planet. But not only has Devvon been a full-time musician for over 10 years, but he's seen so many different shifts in the world. You know, algorithms change, the way people listen to music change, all these different things change, and he's just been able to pivot so masterfully. To this day, he still goes viral on the music side of things as well as on the producer tutorial side of things. And that is something I am currently aspiring to achieve. And as you may know, I recently did a video on if quitting your job for music is a good idea. So one of the first things I asked him was, what was his process like transitioning from working 9 to 5s to being a full-time musician?
So I went full-time 2014. I was working. So what I did was I graduated from Full Sail. I graduated during the housing market crash, which really sucked because I couldn't get any job. No one was hiring. You know, it was a what do you call it? A recession in the whole nine. This was 2008. So from 2008 and on, it was a really tough time. You know, I was with moms, and then I was just saving money like as I could. I was working as a camp counselor, eventually got a job in a pawn shop. Here's the beautiful thing. The pawn shop sold audio equipment. So they were like, oh, you know audio? I was like, yes. So I was like, so they hired me to just be the audio guy, like buy microphones and stuff like that. So I would even start to buy equipment from the pawn shop, like for the low. So this is how I started to build my own home studio, working at the pawn shop with 2 college degrees, by the way, but had no choice. And eventually saved enough money, bought my own small little studio, and then started to build a clientele, went part-time, and then eventually went full-time with the studio. I was shooting everybody's music videos, their photos. I was just like in full grind mode, recording everybody. And eventually that studio became my full-time gig after a while. And that was it.
And you've been able to steadily make an income from music for the past 10 years.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been, I'm really blessed, bro. I'm really, really lucky. I make a really, really good living, bro. You know, just doing this and stuff like that. And yeah, just been actually continuing to grow, you know what I mean? Like within it and stuff like that, and finding other ways to kind of monetize, you know, your likeness and your audience. I think that's something that doesn't get talked about much, where it's like some people can have millions of followers and stuff like that, but they don't know how to really monetize and like make money off of and survive off of your audience that you create. So that is something I'm very proud of, that my fanship and stuff has supported me for this long. And it's like, I'm like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're right. I haven't had a gig in years, man, since 2013. So yeah, just been able to kind of figure out how to monetize my audience and just build a business for the most part around the whole thing. And that's it. So 10 years. Wow. Yeah.
I know some of your ears might have perked up when you heard the word monetization. So stay tuned because we do get into that later. He was very transparent and open with me about how he's been able to monetize his career over time. But seeing how long he's been in the game, I really wanted to ask him how he's been able to pivot and stick around this long. Because me, for example, I've only been full-time musician for like, I don't know, 3 years now, and I've had to switch it up so many times. Like the algorithms, everything has changed so much just in this small period, and I can only imagine how it's been for him over the span of 10 years. And this is what he had to say about it.
You know, I'll be honest with you, man, it's been really hard, man. Like I'll be so honest, and I don't want to sit here and say like, you know, I figured it all out. Like there were times within the span of 10 years where I was like, damn, this ain't working no more. Like what's happening? You know what I mean? Like literally behavior changes and the internet changes. And so, you know, not the one trick pony, but my superpower, right? Where it's like, put the microphone up and just sing the song. Like that was my thing. It was like, this is easy. I knocked this out. Nobody could do it like me. I was, you know, that was my thing, man. And eventually that started to dwindle on the internet. And then all of a sudden content started to really switch over to Instagram. Facebook was my bread and butter. You know, that's why I was like getting all this attention. William Singe, Connor Maynard, Alex Ayono, like that was that era of like the cover, like that cover era where we were just killing the game on YouTube, on Facebook, and then on Instagram. But then things changed. And, you know, for instance, a big change was when the algorithm went algorithmic as opposed to chronological. Like that was a big, that's really was the apocalypse to me, for me personally, because now, say for instance, at that time, that 120,000 followers at that time became diminished completely. Like think, this is what people don't realize about that time of chronological order timelines. If I posted at 6 o'clock, chances are maybe like 70% of my following is going to see this if they're on and scrolling. So the impact was nuts. I remember one time Futuristic and I went live on Facebook and there were 10,000 people in the live. And I didn't understand at the time. I was just like, yeah, this is great. But now when I look at that, I'm like, could you imagine, bro, having 10,000 people in a live at this time? So the algorithm shifted, and so once again had to pivot. But this has happened maybe over the course of 10 years. I'd say 7 big shifts happened where I had to sit back. Here's my advice and here's what I personally did for myself. When I saw a big shift and things weren't working, I sat down, I stopped, and I just looked at the landscape. What I did was I paid attention to the people that it was something new was working for, and said, why are people gravitating to this? Why are people gravitating to this? And then I try to find myself within this new world of like, oh, okay, 48 seconds on that clip. Okay, 48 seconds. Then I'm like, blue shirts, background, blurry background. Okay, I start to study, you know what I mean? And that literally, you're catching me at an iteration in my life right now where I'm about to pivot and try a whole new thing. I've been putting feelers out there trying to see what works and what doesn't, but now I figured it out and now I'm about to go full force with like my new plan and my new content strategy. But that's what I've had to do for 10 years. Study, sit back when I think things are failing, and just kind of figure out, okay, where, how, what do I do? And just study the people that have something working right now. So that's been my like biggest thing right now, is just studying the people that things are working for and then trying to figure out why, you know what I mean? Like that's my biggest thing.
It's such a simple concept to grasp, but when you find yourself in the day-to-day of it all, you get lost in the sauce, bro. I've been lost in the sauce plenty of times, but it is as simple as taking a step back and studying. I really love how he said that, and clearly it works. So I'm gonna try my best to take what he said and keep using that moving forward in my career. But now the moment you've probably all been waiting for is like, okay, but how are you paying bills, bro? You know, like how are you able to continuously make sure all the bills are paid for over 10 years straight? We all wanna know that. So here are some tips from Devvon himself on how he's been able to monetize his music career.
So on the music side, I make money off of my publishing, right? So I am signed and have a publisher, and they collect on my behalf my mechanicals from Spotify, Apple, from all of those places. So I make my money from my publisher, right? ASCAP, BMI, or whatever anybody else is with. Other thing I make money from is streams, right? So I make money off of my streams. The third and newest thing I'm making money off of is I have a subscription service just for my artistry behind a paywall. So those people get, you know, exclusive songs, exclusive private live sessions of me producing. They get just a bunch of different things within that paywall structure of being able to support me, but at the same time, you know, charging them a monthly subscription that they can also be a part of, which I think is the future, to be honest with you, as far as bringing back like real fanship. And I don't mind, as long as I know and have access to the core people and I'm serving them, I give them whatever they want. I literally talk to them in my Discord like, okay, what do you guys need? What are you feeling? What are you not? And I give them secrets. They're in my close friends, like the people that are in my, you know, paid, you know, subscribers, full-time members. So that's another one. The other one is a really big one, and that is sync licensing. So for instance, I had a song in Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. That was a really big movie, and I had the opening song in that particular movie, and that check is bigger than any check that you get off of music, bigger than streaming or anything like that. I've had stuff in All American, 16 and Pregnant, Power, all of these TV shows, and those checks make you a lot of money. For instance, one song, right, a company or a show decides to license. So say for instance that one show licensing the song for, let's say 6 months is 11 grand just to license it. But also another show licenses it within that time for 5,000. So now this song has made me 17 grand. This one song has made me 17 grand in 5 months. So sync licensing has also become like another thing that I'm like, oh, like this is also something that can be very, very lucrative and fun too, because it's not of my usual music and stuff. I make like off the wall kind of stuff for that. So sync licensing, and then the fifth thing within the music thing, or the fourth, I don't know where we at. The fourth or fifth thing I say is sponsorships, right? Paid posts and things of that nature within the music side, and that would be it. And then obviously with Help Me Devvon, that's a whole other thing that I think people really have no idea how deep that vein goes and how much we invest, or how much I invest into trying to figure things out on that side as far as the monetization and stuff like that.
All right, so you got all that, right? And I hope you're paying attention, because essentially what he just said is 4 or 5, I don't even know how many it was, 4 or 5 key things that he does to make a full-time living off of this. The true key to having longevity in the music business, financially especially, is to have multiple sources of income within your career, period. That's just what has to happen. He's definitely got me wanting to up my sync game for sure. I didn't want to make this video too long, so the full conversation is up on my second channel, L.Dre TV. You can check it out right here. But the last gem that I just had to include in this video that changed the way that I'm even doing things right now. Once we got off that call, it completely changed the way I'm working. And essentially, you guys may know, because I talk about this all the time, but I struggle with scheduling and just getting things out. You know, like I treat this music career as like school. Like I'm doing the assignment in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Back in high school, I would not do my homework all night, and I'll just get to school 2 hours early and do my homework in the morning. That's just the kind of guy I am. And I consider myself a little lazy because of that. And every time I'm around Devvon, he is just like a machine. He has his artistry. He has the Help Me Devvon side. I just had to ask him, how is he able to keep up with this? Like, how does he keep that spark going to keep doing this every day? Because I need help. And this is what he told me.
I try to streamline all processes, right? So with the podcast, for instance, and I'll let the cat out the bag. Yesterday we filmed 4 episodes.
Damn.
One day, 4 episodes done. And literally we have 4 more episodes that we did in LA. So I'm good for I am not gonna sit and film the Audio Nerds podcast for another 2.5 months right now. So you see, it's all done. So you're gonna see all of that content come out, and it's already done. All of it is uploaded to YouTube, scheduled in the whole 9 already. All the episodes, everything is already done. All the clips are being handled by Zaire. So, but I need to have bulk processes that one day of sitting down fulfills me for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks out. Like that's the kind of things that that's my big secret. I'll be honest with you, is when I'm sitting down to do the work of something, it needs to be working this day that will fill up the next 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. So that's how it is. Even musically, right now I have 2 songs. They're already in Spotify. They're coming out every Friday. I'm dropping a song. I'm already 3 weeks ahead. So it doesn't feel like rush, because that's the feeling I really hate, and what makes me feel, it gives me a lot of anxiety. I'll be honest with you though, there are some parts that I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna do this the day before, but it's okay because I know all my other things are still handled and getting done and all other stuff. So bulk processes, streamlining processes is what's gonna give you the peace of mind and clarity to just work efficiently and effectively. So I don't like to do any content or anything that's going to take up a lot of time that I can't just sit in a day and just bulk. Like bulk is my magic word, and that's my, that's my secret weapon, is just being able to bulk record content. Like that's really the trick for me, bulking.
Bulking, bro. It's not just for gym bros. Apparently it's for producers too. All right. So yeah, that's something I've struggled with my entire career, and I'm actually putting a lot of thought and time into this. I don't know how I'm going to figure it out. Stick along the journey if you want to figure it out. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll commit one whole week to just filming YouTube videos. And that way, if I only release one video a week, so if I do 4 videos that week, then that's a whole month of videos filmed. So that's the kind of stuff that is getting my gears rolling, because if I can commit to that, then the following week, I don't have to film or edit anything, and I can completely just focus on music. So that's something I'm kind of dabbling with on how I can do this. But honestly, I'm just super inspired. I just want to say, Devvon, thank you so much, bro. He gets into so much more detail. It's a super great conversation. Definitely check it out if you want to find out how he's getting his sync opportunities or some more info on the Help Me Devvon side of things. Like, he really touched on everything, and I really appreciate it. So definitely go check that out and show him some love. His links will be in the description. Let's go. I'm 3-4 years into this. I got 6+ years to catch up to, bro. Hopefully when I am 33, I don't know what 10 years from when I started was, but hopefully I'm just as successful as him, if not more. No offense, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, I got to aim high. You know what I'm saying? But all right, love you guys. Catch you in the next one.